The first thing I did after being reborn was to jump off the rooftop of my girlfriend's apartment and die at her doorstep. Everyone thought I had gone mad, but as I lay there dying, I smiled in satisfaction. The apocalypse was coming in 7 days, and anyone who died within this window would transform into a nightmare creature. This time, I would become the King of Nightmares, the most terrifying being of all. Only by doing so could I exact my revenge on Fiona, the treacherous ex-girlfriend who cheated on me and stole my inheritance. She would pay the ultimate price. At midnight, I leapt from the rooftop of Fiona's apartment. As I fell, a calm smile spread across my face. I wasn't insane, on the contrary, I had never been more clear-headed. This was all for my return in 7 days. The apocalypse was only a week away, and anyone who died during this period would rise as a nightmare creature. I wasn't just going to become one of them. I was going to be their king. The most powerful and horrifying nightmare of all. Only then could I take my revenge on Fiona, repaying her betrayal and the pain she caused me in my previous life. In my past life, when the apocalypse hit, my best friend, Ethan, died in a car accident and became a nightmare creature. It was thanks to him secretly protecting me that I managed to survive the chaos. But my story ended with Fiona's betrayal. To please a powerful nightmare in a black suit, she personally carved out my heart. That night, she had invited me over for dinner and drugged my food. When I woke up, I couldn't move. Like a fool, I thought she was just playing some intimate game and told her to stop messing around. Then, I saw her holding a sharp knife, her lips curled into a seductive smile as she sliced open my chest. The drugs numbed my nerves, so I couldn't feel the pain of the wound, but the terror in my heart threatened to drown me. I'll never forget how she cut me 53 times with that knife before reaching in and pulling out my heart. At that moment, I became a cold corpse, a monster without a heart. Even as I died, I couldn't understand how she could be so heartless. In my final moments, I asked her why she did it, my voice filled with despair. She sneered coldly and said, "You idiot, you were just a game to me." When Ethan found out what happened, he was furious and tried to avenge me. But the nightmare that Fiona had allied with was too strong. Ethan died protecting me, his soul obliterated. I was left utterly hopeless, my consciousness swallowed by darkness. But fate granted me another chance. This time, I would change everything. My first mission was to save Ethan. Although dying within the 7 days before the apocalypse meant becoming a nightmare creature, the process involved unimaginable pain. Ethan's life was exchanged for mine in the last timeline. This time, it was my turn to protect him and ensure he lived as a normal human being. I glanced at my phone. It was 5 in the afternoon. In exactly 1 hour, Ethan would die in a car accident. Without hesitation, I dialed a video call. "Hey. I'm at work." "What's up?" Ethan said, looking up from his computer screen. Seeing that familiar face made my chest tighten with guilt. In the last timeline, he was obliterated because of me. Now, having another chance to see him alive was a blessing. I steadied my voice. "After work, don't leave the office. Wait for me." "What's going on?" Ethan asked, puzzled. "Just trust me. Stay put, no matter what happens. Promise me." At 6:30 p.m., I met Ethan as he left work. As soon as we stepped out of the office building, a black van hurtled toward us. I yanked Ethan back, narrowly avoiding the vehicle, though it grazed my arm. It was just a scratch. That van. It was exactly the same as in my last life. No license plate. This wasn't an accident. Someone wanted Ethan dead. "Ethan," I asked quietly, "have you pissed anyone off recently?" Ethan, straightforward and kind-hearted, wasn't the type to make enemies. I couldn't imagine who'd target him. "No, not at all," he said, scratching his head. "Think harder." "Wait." His face paled as he recalled something. "Are you saying that van was aiming for me?" I nodded. Ethan gripped my arm, his expression darkening. After a moment of hesitation, he confessed, "I just remembered something. But it might have to do with you." A heavy feeling settled in my chest. 3 days ago, Ethan took a deep breath. I saw Fiona with another guy. Something about him felt off. And he saw me too. Ethan glanced at me nervously. "I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to act rashly." My eyes turned cold. It was Fiona. That woman wanted to silence Ethan. In my last life, I was a fool blinded by love. I would never have believed someone as seemingly sweet and innocent as Fiona capable of such schemes. But now, I knew her true nature. She was a merciless devil. Go home, I told Ethan, keeping my voice steady. Stay safe for the next few days. Leave the rest to me. After hailing a cab to take Ethan home, I gave him one last instruction. If I die, don't be too upset. Just keep burning spirit money for me as fast as you can. Burn as much as you can. Spirit money was essential for building power in the nightmare realm. When I returned, I wouldn't be alone. I'd have an army of nightmares under my command. What the hell are you talking about? You're not going to die. Ethan punched my shoulder, his tone frustrated. I smiled faintly, handing him my bank card. Use every penny in this account to buy spirit money and burn it for me. Don't leave a single bill unburned. Otherwise, I won't rest in peace. There was no one else I could trust with this. Clapping his shoulder, I turned to leave. Damn lunatic. Ethan shouted after me, his voice a mix of anger and worry. After saying goodbye to Ethan, I headed straight for Fiona's apartment. She lived on the 19th floor, but I didn't take the elevator. The building's exterior had air conditioning platforms on each floor. Using the surveillance blind spots, I climbed my way up. Peering through a gap in her drawn curtains, I saw Fiona's bedroom. On the bed, Fiona entwined herself around a man like a snake. My stomach churned, not because she was cheating on me, but because of who the man was. It was Rivers, the nightmare creature Fiona had cozied up to in my last life. My fists clenched so hard my knuckles cracked. I wanted nothing more than to burst in and kill them both. These two scumbags. I wasn't letting either of them off the hook. Inside, they continued their shameless flirting. Rivers' hands roamed